Welcome back, guys, to our playthrough of Pokemon FireRed. In this episode, a very special episode of the playthrough, I'm going to show you how you can obtain the event-exclusive item, the Aurora ticket, which will allow you to travel from Vermillion over to Birth Island, where you will ultimately encounter Deoxys at level 30 in his attack form. Now, before we get to that, I have some things that I need to explain. First, I highly recommend that you watch this video in its entirety before you try to move towards getting the Aurora ticket and triggering this event. Okay, I've got a lot of things that I've got to elaborate on and explain with instructions, so please pay attention to those before jumping down to the comments and asking questions. Watch the video, okay? Second thing is, I'm going to have a lot of details down in the description box. Read all that too. If I have to say a comment like, check the description box, I'm probably not going to reply to you. So please pay attention to that. A lot of your questions are going to be answered in the video, in the instructions here, and in the description box, okay? That being said, let's move on. Before you can get the Aurora ticket and even put it to use, you need to make sure that you have access to the Sevii Islands. Okay, without that, you're not going to be able to travel and utilize this port at all, so keep that in mind. The other big thing is the National PokeDex. You need that too. Access to the Sevii Islands and the PokeDex, or National PokeDex rather, is what's going to allow you to utilize the Aurora ticket. Okay. Now, in the past, when I have done event-exclusive items, we've entered in a cheat code into like an emulator through the action replay function that would allow us to encounter a dude in a green suit in the Pokemart who would give us the item that we need. It's a little bit different for FireRed and LeafGreen. In fact, this is a lot more different in that you have to enter in 5 different codes to make all this work. And all of that and more will be in the description box. So before we get to that, though, I do want to highlight one other small thing. We talked about this as well in the Ho-Oh and Lugia videos, the past 2 videos in the playthrough. I entered in these codes. You can put them in any order that you want. Just make sure that you have all of them. Without one of the codes, the whole thing just falls apart. So it's very important that you have them. It doesn't matter what order that they're in, but you do need to enter those. Now, when I say entering these codes, I am talking about an action replay. If you are using emulation and you're using Visual Boy Advance, which I'm assuming that you are, you just go to Tools, Cheats, and enter them in one at a time for their specific code functionality. If you are using a handheld device and you would like to enter in these codes, the only way for you to be able to do this is to get a GameShark or an action replay device, which you can find those typically on eBay is probably the best way. Amazon may have them, GameStop may have them. You'll have to take a look and figure that out for yourself, but you will need those. And no, there is no other way to do what we're about to do. You have to use these devices and you have to use emulation if you want to trigger these events. It's the only way. The events are dead. So again, action replay, GameShark, 5 different codes. That's just how it is. It sucks, I know. This is the most legitimate way for you to trigger these events, by the way. It seems illegitimate because we have to enter in codes, and even more so in the Lugia, Ho-Oh, and Deoxys videos, specifically for FireRed, because we don't really have a choice. We have a ton of codes we have to enter in, and that, you know, is illegitimate. But the way I'm explaining it is the most legitimate way. So, again, real fast, make sure that you have access to the Sevii Islands. Make sure that you have the National PokeDex. You need to have 5 codes that you're going to enter into an action replay or into a GameShark. If you don't know how to do that, you'll need to look up the forums or details, instructions on the emulator that you're using. If you're using a handheld device, you will need to learn how to use an action replay or a GameShark. That's on you, okay? All right, the first code that you need to enter in is going to be the master code, all right? Pretty self-explanatory. That is down in the description box. You can take a look at that. The second code is the DMA code, the Designated Market Area code. I am playing the US version of FireRed. The Designated Market Area is referencing the location or region in which your game is. So US version, Japanese version, one of the European regions, that sort of thing. Obviously, you're listening to me as I'm speaking in English, playing the US version, so I'm assuming you are as well. That code is down in the description box with the master code. The third code is the shop code. We're going to enter in some stuff to alter the Pokemart. The fourth code is the Aurora ticket code, which allows us to add the Aurora ticket to the inventory and be sold by the cashier behind the counter inside the Pokemart. The fifth and final code is the most important and the most often overlooked. This is the event code. The sailor will not notice that you have the Aurora ticket if you do not enter in this code, which means if you decided to look around and try to find a code of your own online, that's fine. There's multiple methods to do this, and if you want to just grab the ticket and slam it it into your inventory without doing what I'm doing. That's possible, I guess, but it won't work if you don't enter in the event code. So I'm explaining this as thoroughly as I possibly can to make sure that you know that you need all of these codes, and I recommend you do it the exact way that I am in order to make sure it all works. I've tested it, I've done it myself, and I'm going to show you again how to do all that, okay? So in the description box below, you have 5 codes. The master code, the DMA code, which is the designated market area code, right? The shop code, the Aurora ticket itself code, and the event code. Do not forget the event code. Make sure that you have access to the Sevii Islands. Make sure you have the National PokeDex. With all that done, you can go into any Pokemart as long as the codes are entered. I'm in Vermillion already, so I'm just popping in here, and we're going to talk to the cashier. He says his typical greeting. You go to buy, you have an Aurora ticket. Okay, you simply just go ahead and buy that. There you go, 1 for $0. Boom, done. It's really ugly. I hate that we have to do it this way. I would much rather just run into a dude in green standing right here who gives us the item, but we don't have a choice. Okay, once you pick up the Aurora ticket from whatever mart that you're at, come to Vermillion. I'm here now. You just go down here to the pier, cross the wharf, the dock, whatever, and the sailor greets you. If he doesn't greet you, you did something wrong. You need to make sure that you have that event code in there. Okay, again, all that stuff is in the description box. Oh, that's an Aurora ticket. Now that is rare. We'll be happy to take you to Birth Island anytime. Would you like to board a Sea Gallop ferry? So, Sevii Islands, Naval Rock, which is where Ho-Oh and Lugia are located, and Birth Island. Okay, we're going to go to Birth Island. Now, the only reason why the other Naval Rock showed up is because I had already entered in that code for the last couple of videos. You'll have to go take a look at those episodes in the playlist if you want to do that yourself. Okay, now that we're here, all right, Birth Island is different from Naval Rock. Naval Rock doesn't require any sort of puzzles. You just basically walk down the path and you encounter Ho-Oh and or Lugia, depending on which direction you go, but you can capture both, okay, in the same go. For this, we actually have to interact with this little triangle right here. I have the description here on the left. I wrote down the method for doing this. It's not hard, but it's easier for me to read it so you know what you have to do. But basically, starting from the bottom, you just click on it, okay? All right, and then you go left 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then you click on it. The idea here is to get to that triangle in the least amount of spaces. Okay, it starts to change from black to red as you start navigating. So you go over 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then we go up 1, 2, 3, 4. Click on it. Okay, we're gonna go right 1, 2, 3, 4. Down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Click it. If you do this wrong, the little black triangle is going to pop right back in the center and you have to start all over again. Okay. Now we're going to go up 2, 1, 2, and we're going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Click on it. See how it's changing from black to red? Okay. All right. We're going to go just right 1, 2, 3, 4. Click on it. We're going to go left 1, 2. Okay. And we're going to go down 1, 2. All right, we're going to go down 1. We're going to go over 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then we're just going to go all the way over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 left. Okay. And then we're going to go up 1, 2, 3. And now Deoxys is here. Now, I mentioned to you before that Deoxys is at level 30. Hopefully you have enough Ultra Balls and Pokemon within that sort of level range in order to do some damage, in order to capture him. He's tough, but he's at level 30. My team is at level 75, so we're going to have to focus on something a little bit differently here. All right, we're going to go to the... not to bag yet. We're going to go to Raichu. And he's going to go ahead and use a Thunder Wave to paralyze Deoxys. If you have a Pokemon that's really strong and knows False Swipe, you can make use of that here. Okay, Deoxys is paralyzed. All right, and then from here, it's just a matter of whittling down his health and doing whatever you can to capture him. Oh, there we go, we got it. Had to use that little sandstorm ability from Tyranitar to do some damage, because anything else I used would have knocked it out. But all right, we got Deoxys in his attack form. All All right, this Deoxys is transformed into its aggressive guise. It can fool enemies by altering its appearance. Nope, we're good. All right. Cool. And that's it. You can sail back and continue on with your journey, completing the Pokedex and whatever else it is that you want to do. But that's a wrap. There's only 3 event codes that really matter within FireRed and LeafGreen. That's Ho-Oh, Lugia, and now Deoxys. We've done all 3, so you can take a look at those in the playlist for FireRed if you haven't seen the other ones already. I elaborate and explain just like I did in this one, so hopefully that was useful. But either way, if you found the video beneficial, let me know in the comments section. Hit the like button to show some support that way. Do not forget to subscribe. If you have any feedback, like I said, of any kind, leave it in the comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Otherwise, thank you for watching our playthrough of Pokemon FireRed, and take care, be well, and I'll see you next time when we continue with a brand new episode right here on the Marcanine channel, with new episodes debuting daily at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right, that's it from me. Take care, be well, and I'll see you later.